I'm extremely intrigued by this game. Now, I have no idea how I'm going to watch it because I don't have the Pac-12 network. I have no idea how I can watch it. Somebody's, if you're listening from the Pac-12, please tell me how I do watch this. I'm intrigued to see how they do defensively. I will turn the channel when their offense comes on. I know what I'm going to get. I just know what I'm going to get there. Hey, man, can you go out here and try to push a shutout? Like, can you hold them to 14 points? Can you show me that you're serious? And if they can't, Joe, okay. But if they can hold any team to under 7 points, I mean, come on, man. Like, I'm intrigued by this. I don't know what else to say about this, man. I don't think everybody's like, are they on upset alert? No, they're not on upset alert. They're not losing this game, okay? Like, be real with yourself. Caleb Williams and company, Lincoln Riley and company are going to come out here swinging. They got a lot to play for. I'm really just hoping for them, if I'm a USC fan, that they got something defensively. Like, show me that you can tackle in space.
So I was born to talk about this game here, Blake, because
born like BORN.
Yeah, I was born to talk about this game because this is the perfect sicko game for me. I'm not saying that this is going to be an upset. It's not going to be an upset. But to the point that you just made about how can USC's defense show us something? Can they show us some signs of dominance? Because San Jose State's not a doormat. It's not. It is one of the better Mountain West teams, and their quarterback, Siobhan Cordero, is a slippery, small, compact quarterback. Mm-hmm. Probably one of the best G5 quarterbacks in the entire country. The guy's a playmaker. If you can come in and you can completely slam the door shut, I will take you seriously. But if this game ends up being something stupid where you score 50, but you give up 28 or more, that to me is a failed outing. And USC fans, not going to like me saying this, it's possible for them to score that many points. They are an explosive, productive offense. Siobhan Cordero is an underrated player. You're going to be remembering his name because his name is going to get brought up a lot during this game if you don't do an effective enough job of containing him.
Well, it's a test. And USC has a lot of questions and they have a lot of answers that they're going to have to provide. And we will find those out throughout the season. San Jose State is not going to show you everything you need to know. And teams historically get better in week 1 going into week 2. But Joe, I want to see something. Like, I want to see Joey. I let me tell you this, because in games like this, I don't really care about how really many points you give up or anything like that unless it gets outrageous. Are you flying to the ball? Are you knocking someone's head off? Are you fundamentally sound? If they, like you just mentioned, if you don't contain, San Jose State does have a quarterback that's going to light you up. Those are the small things that I'm looking for. I don't really need all the flash and glamour and, hey, this guy had this many picks. And I don't really care about all that, okay? I care more about the fundamentals in a game like this. And can you just be, if you're if you're Lincoln Riley, like, hey, man, just how much improvement have we had? Now, one thing that I think is a little concerning, Tackett Curtis, the middle linebacker, looks like he's going to be one of the guys, if not the starter, a rotational piece. Joe, they're still playing a lot of young dudes. Can they be disciplined enough defensively to start the season off and show, like, hey, man, we are serious and you should take us serious? So I know I'm repeating myself here, okay? Yeah. But I just think it's so much of a, like, man, you got to be fundamentally sound to make the playoff. Joe, the only reason why USC will not make the playoff, you ready? Mm-hmm. Alex Grinch didn't get fired in the offseason. Jim Leonard is not the defensive coordinator at USC. That's the reason why they won't win a national championship or make a playoff. It has nothing to do with Caleb. It has nothing to do with Lincoln. Has nothing to do with any of that. It comes down to one thing and one thing only: defense and Alex Grinch.
And that's my whole point that I'm talking about here, where they're going to beat San Jose State. We're not worried about San Jose State as an opponent. but it's what can we take away from the performance? Is this a game where everybody shows up and they're looking past the opponent and they're not rallying to the football? They're not flying all over the field to make plays. They're not excited to hit people. They're not juiced up for this opportunity to put a lesser opponent in the dirt. Or are they going to coast defensively and allow Siobhan Cordero and this offense to score touchdowns that they shouldn't be scoring? This game should be a shutout. This should be a shutout. You should be that much better than San Jose State. I'm not saying that it is a failure if they don't
shut out, because keeping a team from points is there's a reason why you don't see many of them.
If USC is as well-rounded and as good as it's been described by USC fans this offseason, they're going to come out swinging. That's my main takeaway from this. But I agree with everything that you're saying, that the way that they show up, the tone that they play with is critical for us understanding. Have they improved? Have they changed their demeanor from last season? Because they were sloppy all the time in a lot of these weak games.
Like Joe, I want to watch this. I want to see a safety come down in the box and light somebody's head up. Like I want them to see, like, get targeting for all I give a damn. Okay, don't really do that. I'm just messing. But if you do, okay, well, look, you got some aggression with you. Like, you're flying, hit some goddamn body. You know, USC's defenses are softened in a baby stool. They're softened in Charmin. I've literally played with Play-Doh that is tougher than their defense at times. That's it. And I'm going to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lincoln's not going to be on any kind of hot seat, so don't take it the wrong way. Lincoln's going to start feeling some heat if he kept Alex Wrench another year and didn't do anything with him, and he deserves it. And you know what else? From a global scale, not just a fan scale, but a national scale, Joe, I'm going to start really ripping on him if this defense isn't improved. Like, hey, man, you might
on him now. That's what I've been doing.
No, not the way that we should be. Because when you talk about top 5 coaches in college football, he's always at least somewhat in the conversation, right? Like, he's in a pecking order, okay? Mm-hmm. Whether some people have him in there or don't, it's irrelevant. But he's considered one of the top 5 to top 8 best head coaches in college football. If he doesn't fix this defensively, then he's out of that conversation for me, because you got to make changes in your career and in your life and in your business to be successful. We see college coach, Kirby doesn't give a damn. Nick doesn't give a damn. Brian Kelly doesn't give a damn. Let's just call it what it is. Now that we've seen him do it, Dabo doesn't really give a damn. He like, hey, man, I have an issue offensively. And at least everybody wants to trash on Dabo. Dabo was aware enough to say, I'm going to get the best offensive coordinator in the country, his brother, right? And let me tell you this. Mm-hmm. Name a bad Riley brother quarterback that they've ever had.
That's a good point.
Never.
College QB. Yeah, there's not a single
never have had a bad college QB ever in the history of their life. He needs to start taking shit seriously. Show me that you've taken shit seriously. All right.